Hi everyone, it's Hanaconda here and welcome back to What's Lost Got to Do with it. I'm over here actually in the offices where it all began for me with the podcast. This is where I recorded the episode with Tia for her final frontier, and now I'm here because it's been DragCon this weekend and it has been an absolutely glorious time. Hence my husky voice. I really burnt the candle. But this was a very sort of bittersweet DragCon this year, considering the podcast is all about loss. Sadly, we lost our sister, the Vivienne, and it's been really tough. Vivienne and I got really close when she came to Australia on the Snatch Game tour. And I got to know her very well, and she was just an absolute sensation and a light in my life. And you know, when you meet those people in your life that you're maybe meeting for the first time physically, but you feel like your souls have connected many times throughout, eons and eons of human existence. That's what Viv was like to me. And that's how we just connected on this great level. And I was so, so honored and so grateful that I got to have a chance to have that experience with her and be in her orbit so closely. She was just such a bloody good time and so much fun. I'm not going to be mopey about it because she would not like that at all. She would have been at DragCon this weekend looking down on all of us, suffering, wearing heels, looking at us, there slaving away on our booths. She would have been like, I got a full 2-booth spread with a beautiful picture of her in the middle for free. Like, she'd be livid. So, I'm just honored that I got to be in her orbit. And I know that there are so many of you out there that are fans of her and that got to also be in her space. So this episode of What's Lost Got to Do with It, I dedicate to her. I just want to say that I love you, Viv. You're always in our hearts and you're always going to live on as one of the funniest bitches in the whole entire world. And thank you for your service to the gay community, the drag community, the queer community, and the community at large, because, bitch, you touched so many lives. But yeah, I love you, Viv, and thank you for the wonderful times. But I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to harp on about it because I've got things to do and I've got to hustle. We've got a brand new episode to film. I'm so, so thrilled to be able to bring you more beautiful guests like our wonderful guest today, comedian sensation James Barr. We'll be back with James right after this, so stick around and enjoy the pod. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to What's Lost Got to Do with It. It's Hanaconda here. What's Lost Got to Do with It? I'm so excited to welcome to the pod comedy superstar James Barr.
Hi, Hanaconda.
Hi, babes.
I'm in the snake's nest.
You're in the snake's
pit.
Yeah, the snake's pit. Welcome to the snake pit. It's a place of love. That was a lyric in one of my
Smells good
songs.
as well. Was it?
In for the drag race, yeah. I go to the snake pit. It's a place of love.
The thing is, I was surprised by the vocals, actually. You do have the vocals, even though you're a bit hoarse today.
Yeah, what's it? I try. I try to hold a tune.
Yeah.
It's kind of what happens when you do like a reality show. It's like the natural progression is, podcast and music. So I've dabbled now in both.
And then what's next?
Well, probably another myriad of reality shows.
Yeah, you need some cancellation.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. Have you been cancelled?
More of that. Have I been cancelled? Yeah. I think I'm cancelled every day.
Yeah, okay.
But yes, I have been cancelled. Yeah,
I feel
I have been cancelled. I've made a few jokes about Jessie Nelson and being cancelled.
Oh, not Jessie Nelson.
I know. And she's pregnant with 2 twins now.
With two twins?
Wait, twins are always 2.
However you want to
No, I'm really happy for her. So let's move on.
Yeah, good on you, Jessie. Well done. Congrats on the babies.
Babe.
With your 2 twins.
2 twins.
Oh my God. But this is really exciting because, like I was saying to James before, usually I have, I've been calling in the favors with the friends.
Right.
So
we're not friends.
We are not friends.
No, we don't follow each other.
No, don't we?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. Well,
did you follow me?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll sort that out. But if today goes well. But I'm really excited to get to know you because I've heard lots about you and I've seen clips.
Yes, I'm sure.
I've seen clips. I've seen your comedy and your
the public clips or the ones that, yes, the comedy clips. Okay, got it.
Oh yeah. What are they?
I just was worried you may have seen some revenge porn or something like that.
Do you have that? Has that happened to you?
Well, yeah. Doesn't everyone have that? What? Actually, you know what I do? But I'm actually quite concerned about this. I haven't told anyone this story.
No,
because I was recently at an orgy and I was this guy was filming, but I didn't notice. So I said, like, oh, would you mind deleting that?
Yeah, because we don't want, when we're working in this.
Like, would you mind deleting it? And instead of deleting it, what he did was he cropped me out. He opened it and he cropped it and went, there you go.
Gone.
And I was so shook by the confidence of that I just went, okay, great.
But like, was it like, so no appendages? It was just completely gone.
Yeah, I guess I was like in the background, maybe. So I just saw him like just lower the crop.
That's quite cam. You know what would have been cam as well if you put like a little smiley face over it, just as you wandered around. So keeping your eyes out, everyone.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, because I do get nervous. Like, I'm not that I haven't had an orgy ever.
Ever?
So, no, there is one time that I had an orgy, but it was at this is back when I first moved to Sydney in 2015, and I was a single lady exploring her life, and I went to a sauna, and then it was an accidental orgy because I was there with one person, but then someone broke the lock off the door, and then all of a sudden we just had
everyone
appendages.
joined.
Yeah, I had appendages in each hand, mouth, all the bits. Sorry, mum and dad. My mum and dad listen.
Do they?
Cover your ears for this bit.
Hello.
But yeah, and then that was the one time that I've experienced
an orgy.
An orgy.
But it was sort of an accidental orgy. I hate that in gay culture where you're like, well, I'm here now.
Yeah, but that's just my culture. I just do it. I'm just, well, yeah, okay. Who am I to say no?
Yeah, I mean, same. We're here.
You just go along with it.
Just take advantage of whatever.
Yeah, that's quite camp though. Well, but I don't have any
That I was cropped out.
Yeah, that's like. But like,
I mean, it's awful.
So I'm not going to get rid of the video. That's content. Is that not the most 2024?
It was very
2024,
thing? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Just.
I mean, I'm hoping he was just like so drunk that he doesn't remember that, and so he'll never uncrop that video. That's what I'm hoping.
Because you don't want to be erased from history.
Yeah,
you're in the history books now.
Oh my God, I am.
But back to the revenge porn. No, I haven't had anything uploaded as of yet. But I did have someone that I sent an inappropriate photo to once, and with consent, obviously. And they said, "Oh, now I've seen what Hanaconda's packing. I've got this over you," kind of thing. And I was like, "Babes, I'm not sending you a photo that I'm not proud of."
I mean, this is it. Everyone's naked on the internet all the time.
Yeah, we've all got beards.
I don't think it really matters that much anymore.
Nah, gay culture's very bizarre.
We are very broken.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, kind of love it though.
Yeah, me too. Because that's kind of like, there's all different facets of the gay community, but I do find that the queers, we know how to have a good time.
I just think in general, like, there's no shame in our game.
Yeah,
and that's really important.
Yeah, apart from the shame we put on each other, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
No, that's not talked about.
Yeah, we don't talk about the shame we throw on each other, but as a whole, we live without shame.
That is so true. I hadn't clocked that. I always think when someone's throwing shade at someone in the community, it's like, it's sort of fair game. You're just like, yeah, cool, whatever.
It's kind of like, I was saying this to a couple of drag queens at DragCon this weekend. I was like, there are people, obviously, we can't all get along. Like,
no.
And this idea that we, as a community, are meant to be a monolith because, and of ideas and thoughts. It is a good word, isn't
monolith.
it? If we're meant to be this monolith that all agree the same thing, like, that is not life, and that is not true, and that's not how it works.
But so often people think that is what we are. I get messages all the time saying, God, after the Vivienne died, which is so sad, someone literally posted saying, wish we could swap you for her.
Oh, I got the same. I got one too.
How horrendous.
Yeah. Like, they just so brazenly.
And then people
I can't believe they did that to you. So everyone wants the Viv back and they want us gone.
Yeah. To be fair, we are too. We're not even. Yeah, we're not worth one of the Viv.
Maybe it was the Viv from the afterlife that did it. She would have done that. She really would have.
But yeah, gay people all the time say like, "Oh, you've ruined our community," or "You're the worst thing that's ever happened to us."
And then that's for us, with where we are and what we do. And then there's like the gays on the opposite sort of side where they're like more conservative or like those
self-hating gays.
Yeah, the self-hating gays and all of that. And then they're the worst. And I was like, at some point we need to realize that we've all got to live here together. We can't just eradicate each other. We have our infighting and all that. But if anyone comes for one of my sisters, even if I hate the guts out of them, I'm the first one there, front line, defending them. Like, you leave her alone, down, back. Because I was like, I do have a deep care for us all, even though we don't all get along. Like, I think that's where the strength of the community comes in, is that we will infight.
Yes.
to no end.
Like any family.
Or any family, but then once someone comes for us from the outside, we're on. It's like rally the troops, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something that happened to me today?
Yes, please, I'd love to
So
know.
this is a bit dark, but
Okay, this is what's lost got to do with it?
right. Well, this guy he's like a former Labour MP in the UK.
Okay, yeah.
He got arrested yesterday for trying to meet a child. Awful. But this guy sent me messages.
Is this alleged or like? Are we doing have to do the alleged?
I guess it's alleged, but he was definitely arrested for trying to meet a child.
Okay.
But he had sent me message after message after message. I've got the WhatsApps in like 2020, trying to meet me for a drink, trying to take me for dinner.
How old were you at this point?
Well, 35. So what I'm taking from this is
so
that I look
youthful.
really youthful.
You are,
Isn't that so wonderful?
You're a little cutesy.
I'm so
you're
cute.
cutesy.
But how dark?
I know that's morbid.
Is that who I'm attracting?
Well,
Well,
I don't know really. Like, I can't really comment. I was dressed as Shirley Temple, a little 7-year-old for the weekend. So. But isn't it fascinating? Like people like politicians and all that. Obviously, I've spoken a lot about like the church and stuff like that. But in those places of like where they're meant to be protecting us and working for us, hide some of the darkest
absolutely.
secrets. And,
Well, they're all narcissists.
yeah, true. Because you have to kind of be for.
Yeah. They're just performers, but using a different stage.
Yeah. Do you find? Would you consider yourself a narcissistic performer?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think everyone has to have an edge.
You've got to
of
have it a
that.
little bit. You
I'm
gotta
a
have
Virgo, so
sprinkle.
I don't think I'm a Leo, but I have some Leo tendencies, and Leos are a
the
lot more
rambunctious
narcissistic and rambunctious. So I have that confidence when I'm on stage, but in my real life, I think I'm a lot quieter, I think. I love nothing more than just like sitting at home, shutting the world away and recharging my batteries, which is so boring. But yeah, I'm an introvert, extrovert. I'm pretending I'm a dog, but actually I'm a cat.
Fair, I get that. I understand that. I'm not. I don't know what. I'm a Cancerian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very emotional and very in tuned, and I do feel very deeply.
Like you're an empath?
Oh, for sure.
I'm also an empath.
Yeah, yeah. I constantly have to make sure that like everyone's okay, and I flutter around and check on everyone. Very, very much conflict avoidant. I don't really like to have conflict. I know that's life, but I just get so petrified of like upsetting someone. Like that is my biggest fear.
I can end a conflict really well, but I don't really start the conflict.
Teach me.
How do I end a
Teach me.
conflict? I don't know. I just like to see things from everybody's side,
Oh yes, I can do that.
but that doesn't always work.
No, because then you end up just having a whole bunch of ideas and not sure how to put them
Right,
together.
yes. And then you go viral for Piers Morgan's show, and it's not great.
Oh yes, because I've seen you on watched you on the Piers Morgan.
And there's me being like, no, but be nice to each other, and it just is not. It doesn't always work.
When you go on like a show like Piers, like have you interacted with him as a person outside of his shows, or only your interactions been on the shows?
Yeah, we had dinner, me and the rest of his team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Piers Morgan. He ordered a steak and was like, I'm eating this for the vegans. And you're like, okay, you're not on TV now.
Yeah, you can just like live your life.
Just be a normal person.
Yeah.
But I think he loves it, doesn't he? He loves being Piers Morgan.
Yeah, well, you kind of got to have
loves
to.
it.
With all the the stuff that comes at him from all different sides.
Yeah.
You have to have a skin that is pretty thick to.
And of course, I don't have the same views as him, but I think he's taught me a lot about having a thick skin and about owning who you are and what your opinion is.
Yeah, well, that's that's interesting you say that because
And I love straight men for that. They take up space and they don't give a shit, and we don't do that.
Yeah, I know, and I think we need to do that.
We need to do that way more.
But that's the thing, like, even though we probably vehemently disagree with him on so many things, there is certain common ground that you can find that's outside of the realm of politics or views and ideas, and things that we can find in someone that we can learn from. And I think that's an example of like how you can look at someone and find the humanity within someone.
Like he loves Taylor Swift.
Weird. I hate Taylor Swift.
What?
No, I can't. I don't. I just don't like her voice. And
her singing voice?
Yeah, I don't really like her.
Babe.
I know.
That's really sad.
Why? It's not very good. I'm going to get cancelled today by the Swifties.
You wish you'd get cancelled by the Swifties. They won't even give a shit about you.
Yeah, I know. They're not even listening.
They don't even know who you are, babe.
They're not even my
They don't
audience. Thank God. Stay away. But yeah, no, I've never really got into her. But I don't like.
I've never really got into her.
No, I
It's
never did.
just crazy to me.
Really?
That album, Midnight's, got me through the most horrendous time of my life. And I love her dearly. I think she's incredible. What she's done for feminism is so important.
That's so
the way
good.
she talks about terrible, abusive ex-boyfriends that she's had without actually saying it. It's just
I'm not diminishing
masterful, so clever. She gives a voice to the inner monologue of self-hatred that we all have.
Okay. No, you know what? Kudos to her. Thank you for spilling Taylor.
Who knew I was this much of a Swiftie?
I know. I'm loving
I've never bought a concert ticket, but I'm obsessed. I love her. Like, don't
get me wrong. I take my hat off to her and what she has achieved and what she does. But her music just personally doesn't. It doesn't.
You're not listening.
Yeah, I'm a Celtic women kind of lady though. My music.
When you're listening to The Cause?
Yeah, I love The Cause. I love The Cause. I went to The Cause concert. No, my music taste is very eclectic, but like there's an occasional Taylor Swift song that will get in there every now and then. Like there's a song called Haunted from her early days that I really liked. Oh, it was a love story gay for a little bit.
Yes, okay, we all were.
Yeah, but then like
I love that. Love story gay.
Love story gay. Then like the folklore. Nah, I have no. The only thing I was like, Karma is a cat purring in your lap.
Karma's great.
Yeah, she's a good lyricist.
Bejeweled, very good as well. Obviously, that album is Midnight. I love Evermore.
Yeah,
love that. Gosh.
Look at you.
I know.
You're exposing yourself today. I live. But I'm a Celtic woman. I'm just got a very interesting music taste, and she just hasn't really gripped me the way that I think she's gripped the world.
I think really what I'm trying to do here is if I could just get like 5% of her fan base to follow me because they think I'm a Swiftie, then I'll be doing really well.
That is good. Okay, yes. Get into it, everyone. Get over, follow.
Thank you. I love you, Taylor.
You don't have to worry about me, babes. You can keep on scrolling. This is not for the Taylor's fans. But back to Piers Morgan.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Wild.
Yeah, that he loves Taylor. That is wild, yeah.
Do you enjoy going on things like that? And like, because that opens you up to a lot of like, criticism and conversation from coming at you or discourse coming at you from a lot of people that you probably don't want.
Right, and as a gay person, we all hate ourselves, right?
Enough.
And it takes a long time to do enough work to like not hate yourself. So yeah, having people comment constantly saying, you're not funny, I wish you'd die, kill yourself, you're the worst thing that's ever happened to the gay community is difficult.
Yeah.
But then I have to stop myself and go, well, I'm not the worst thing that's happened to the gay community. There was that whole thing in the 80s that was pretty difficult.
That was probably pretty bad.
That was quite bad. I don't mind being second. But it's just not true. You have to just like step back from it. But yeah, I like doing it because I think we do need to be in those spaces.
Yeah,
it's easy to just not be and say, well, we shouldn't engage. And I agree with that as well. I think it's sort of a personal thing. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm not a person. I like annoying people. Yeah. I love annoying people. And comedy is a form of activism. The way comedy works, it's like you can change people's minds with a joke. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of fits for me. Yeah. It feels like a similar muscle.
Oh, I agree. And again, it's the same as drag. What people need is to like humanize you from this because they see you as a gay comedian or they see me as a drag queen. And if that's not in their world or what they like, they'll shut us out. But then it just takes one thing to go, oh, they're just like me or they're just another person trying to get through life. And then that can switch someone's mind. That's why I like engaging with people that I disagree with all the time.
So, well, I only do that now if I'm getting paid because it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, I think so too. I like trying to change someone's mind, but you do have to know when to stop doing that as well.
Oh, for sure. When it's not going to happen. Yeah. There's no point in putting all their eggs in someone's basket if they're not going to.
Right. If someone's just being completely illogical and crazy, it's just so. But I find it quite funny as well sometimes when you hear these opinions and where they've come from, and it's so. For me, that's like maths in my head. I'm going, well, how did you think that?
Yeah.
Like, how did you come up with that? How did TERFs become TERFs? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
What's going on? And that I find interesting.
I think they probably always existed, but they've never really had names for it.
Right. And they didn't have
platforms. And that, again, it comes back to, ye olde social media and everyone being able to have a voice. And I think it also comes back to like now with how like algorithm things work, either they get bombarded with hate, so it pushes them up and pushes those ideas out, so then more people find it, or they just keep actively doing that and build an audience, and then you start seeing those ideas trickling in more and more and more.
I think it's a shame, like, older generations, obviously we're Gen Alpha, but Gen Z, millennials, boomers or whatever, like they don't get it. No, what I mean is they weren't taught about algorithms. Like millennials and above, I guess they weren't taught about algorithms. They don't realize that the things they're being served are only being served to them because they've invested in it, or they were triggered emotionally. And then my algorithm is just dogs. It's dog videos.
Is it?
Yeah, and Linda from The Traitors. That's
Oh my God.
That's all I'm getting right now,
Okay.
and I love it.
Linda. God bless her. I've been able to watch this season because my partner Jack, he wants to watch it with me. And we don't get it in Australia until ages later. So I've been trying to avoid everything, but Linda's been popping up. She's broken through the algorithm. And Linda, God bless you. I cannot wait to see you. You're going to be collecting your EGOT moment. You're going to be doing
I
everything.
can see that. I think she could get an EGOT.
I live.
If someone isn't doing Linda on Snatch Game soon, then we've failed.
We have failed as a humanity.
We've completely failed.
Would you do Traitors?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Do you think you?
I actually want to do the Australian one or the American one.
Australian one died. It's
Did
gone.
it?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's
it only
so
did
sad.
2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
So the American one?
So it'll be the American one then, I guess. Yeah, I do really want to do it though.
How would you fare it? Would you prefer to be a traitor or a faithful?
I don't think you're playing the game unless you're a traitor.
That's true.
You're missing half of the plot.
Yeah.
And I think you've got to do it for the plot.
Because you are creating the story.
Right. But I think I'd be a very good faithful
Yeah.
because I just let everyone get on with it.
You know what?
I'd eat a croissant,
Croissant.
have a croissant, and just chill,
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to play it.
Yeah. I think about this constantly because I'm a terrible, terrible liar.
Yeah, same.
Can't lie.
I would laugh. If someone
Oh.
said I'm a traitor, I'd laugh.
Yeah.
I'd stop laughing now.
But now,
Really? As if, ha ha ha. And then everyone would think I'm a traitor.
you know what I would be? I would be, not just because she's in the zeitgeist, but I would be Linda.
Would you?
I would.
Traitors.
Who's coming back through that door? Wow. Don't know. Who could it be? I would be her.
I'm performing at the Adelaide Fringe this year.
Ah!
I'm really excited.
Wow.
Yeah, so please come and see the show.
Come and see the show.
I've been told some very interesting stories about Australian crowds.
Yeah.
My friend Chris Hall said that a girl got kicked out of his comedy show last season because she was high on ketamine and wet herself.
Sounds pretty correct. Yep.
So that I'm excited about.
The Australian crowds are pretty they're rambunctious, but they also they're ready to laugh, and especially the Fringe scene. I've done
Yes.
Fringe You must have done
I did
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's very similar now. Adelaide's the second biggest Fringe
In the world.
after Edinburgh. Yeah, but the crowds are really loving, and they're just really there to have a good time. You're gonna have the absolute bloody best experience.
Do you have friends going? Because if you do, please
Yeah,
link me.
I'll let you. Yeah,
And
I'll
you'll
let
be
you-
there.
I'm not going to be there this
But you'll be in
year.
Sydney.
I'll be in Sydney.
That's
Are you
not
going to come to
that's
Mardi
not
Gras?
That's not very far though. Oh, you're
No,
at Mardi
it's-
Gras, of course.
It's Mardi Gras.
Yeah, we
Gay
clash a bit.
Christmas.
I
Yeah.
know. I probably won't.
Oh,
I won't
bitch.
make it. I'm thinking of coming after though.
Yeah, come. It's great. I know all around Sydney. I can take you
Okay.
around Sydney. But Adelaide is a dream. It's such a weird little city. It's tiny, but it's easy to navigate because it's in a grid, which is camp. So and you can get on a little bike and you can ride around.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking hot though. So get ready
Yeah,
for that.
I'm really nervous about that.
Yeah. Do you cope in the heat?
I check the UV rating. No, I'm terrible.
Not the UV rating.
I check the UV rating all the time, even in this country. And I was looking at Melbourne and Adelaide, and it's 11, 12.
Yeah,
It's 0 in the UK right now.
Your beautiful, youthful 12-year-old skin is gonna.
I know.
Gonna fry, bitch. She wanted SPF on that.
That MP won't be calling me then.
He won't be knocking down your. Oh, now she's just a bag of leather. That's what happens with all the Brits. They come to Australia. They spend a week there, and they all become leathery.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving the house then.
Yeah, okay, you're
The
gonna-
house. I don't have a house. I'll be staying in my room.
What's it that movie? There's Dr. Moreau's Island of, the creatures, and then she comes out and she's all in the veil.
Yeah, that's going to be me.
Yeah.
I'll come out in a veil. I will. I'm not ashamed. I will. Luckily, the show is not till 8:40 p.m.
Nice.
So I think I'll be fine.
Yeah, the heat of the day will be all over by then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. We're glad you're coming to Australia. Well,
Yeah,
get
I'm
your
so
tickets,
excited.
everyone. Where do they buy their tickets?
JamesBarrComedy.com.
Okay.
And I'm doing a UK tour
Oh,
as well
gorgeous.
after that. So come to that.
Bloody brilliant. Look at that. We got the advertising right in the middle. So smooth.
So
casual.
Got the Showtime in there without it sounding like it was deliberate.
I would forget the Showtime, babes.
I think I might be wrong, actually. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter because once you buy a ticket, you'll figure it out.
Eerie. But that's what I love about the Fringe audience is that you get a lot of people that, you know, are just out and they wander out past like a Fringe booth and they buy a ticket and run in. And you never know what you're going to find.
Sis. Okay, great. Let's go.
Do you like going and watching Fringe shows?
Yeah, I love watching Fringe shows.
Have you seen any?
It's hard though because when you're in a Fringe show, you're so stressed by your Fringe show.
Yeah.
You don't really get time to watch other Fringe shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely doing that. There's so many thousands of shows, and
it's
only one of them
seems to be more artists sometimes there than there are punters.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite is when you walk through the Edinburgh, like the centre near the castle, and it's like when we watch one artist go up to another artist, and they're like, "Please take my flyer, please, for the love of God."
I hate that so much. Flyering is the fucking hits, doesn't
keeps
it?
us humble though, doesn't it?
Does it keep us humble? Yeah, it does.
Do you fly still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will in Adelaide because they don't allow it in Cottony.
They don't?
No, not in the park, apparently.
You can go through the street and there's a little bit of flying. It is less than Edinburgh.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the nature of the hustle, I suppose.
Okay, well then I will. I'll see you there on the streets.
Yeah, on the streets of Adelaide.
I do like it, but I don't like doing it on my own.
Yeah,
it's scary.
You want to have someone with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get a friend. We'll find someone on Grindr or something. I don't know.
Find someone on Grindr, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I've never done that before.
Well, why not? Grindr's like, you know, it's like a phone book for the gays these
So
days.
it's like travel, a com, flyer.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How long have you been like doing like comedy for now? What's your journey through comedy been?
When I was younger, I always wanted to be a comedian, but everyone at school said I wasn't funny. So I kind of just shelved it for a bit and started doing radio in the UK from when I left school. And I did that for a while and ended up working for one of the biggest radio stations in the UK, kind of like Nova, I guess. Yeah. And I was on this evening show on like FM in London, and it was everything I wanted. It was like my dream job. But when I got there, they then said like, can you stop being gay, basically? That's a very common thing. Right. They sat me down and said, please, like, be less camp, basically. So they started giving me things to say on air that would make me sound more straight. So I remember playing a Disclosure song and saying, that's the sick new song from Disclosure, bruv.
That doesn't look right coming out of you.
I know, thank you. And I tried really hard, I think, but at the same time, I was really angry because it was the job I really wanted, but I was being told I couldn't be me.
Yeah. And to what end?
Yeah.
What are you going to get out of it?
So in the end, they didn't renew my contract, which means they fired me. So I lost this dream job that I'd worked my whole life for, 10 years for, and it was devastating. So that was 2013. And at that point, I think I realized, well, in comedy and on stage, I can be myself and I can be authentic and no one's going to be telling me off. So I started doing an improv course and I did some improv comedy for about 4 or 5 years. Yeah. And then eventually I felt a bit like a loser because improv it can be quite embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. It's a trial and error kind of situation.
And I honestly met the best friends I've ever met in my life from it. And I still work with some of them on comedy stuff and we're really close. But I felt in the end that I was better suited to doing stand-up because I could control it more. And that's where I wanted to go. So I pivoted in about 2016 and then I've done it since. So I'm about, 2 years away from an overnight success now.
That's amazing. Your time's coming up, babes. It's going to happen.
It better happen.
Yeah, you'll be getting your
quit.
Netflix special. Netflix is going to be calling.
Yeah, I put that in my diary today, actually, just in case.
Did you?
Oh, well, I'm trying to manifest.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so I put a diary entry for 2030 and it said record second Netflix special.
Have you done one already?
No. But I didn't want to I was like, that one's going to come first. Yeah. And then the second one will be, I'll start working on it then.
I like that. That is, you know what? That is.
I mean, I've gone red because I'm so embarrassed by that.
Why?
But I don't know.
No, it's a power of, like,
you have to believe in yourself.
Well, exactly. And I've just started journaling as well.
Yeah.
And going through writing goals for the year. My parents have sort of tried to teach me how to write goals in a different way because, I want this. Rather than saying you want it, you've got to write your goal as if you have it.
I'm going to that. I'm doing that.
Like, I'm grateful for this and this, and I'm loving what it's giving me and everything. And if you put it in the present that you've got it and it's yours, the more likely of it.
And saying when as well.
Yeah.
Alicia Keys taught me that.
Yeah. And it's
not personally. I just like via an
you
Instagram,
just go
like a clip.
just scrolling through.
Yeah, she didn't literally say, James,
You should have just left it there, babes, James. Because I wouldn't have questioned you being friends with Alicia Keys. I would have.
It sounded like she told me personally. It was genuinely just a clip.
I'm going to give you some advice. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
You are so right. We'll edit that. But the best thing is as well, like, because I know your podcast is about loss, so I just wanted to like make that story okay. Like after doing comedy and being authentic on stage, I then got a new radio job.
Yeah.
And now I'm on another station that's just as big, if not bigger.
It allows you to be
breakfast
you.
show, and I'm me. I'm fully gay. I'm super annoying, and so it's perfect. And I think that's the important thing about loss.
Yeah.
It comes back around.
It does. It always does. And you kind of have to go through that period where, you get to that thing that you think you wanted. And when you're in it, sometimes it doesn't work out. And as most things that we start, what we think we're going to get from something doesn't always, it's no.
If you haven't lost, you can't grow, right?
Oh, exactly.
You need to go through a rock bottom or a major moment of grief to be able to move forwards.
Yeah. Yeah, always. And because sometimes it's the natural course of life, really. But then like some of the places that we get put into, we're there to learn something pretty significant or pretty quickly, or, and it gives us a moment to reflect on where we're at and go, okay, maybe I need to revisit how I'm navigating this world and what I actually want from life. And I felt that with drag so many fucking times. I'm just like, am I doing the right thing? But then I'd go do something like DragCon and I just see the smiles on people's faces. I'm like, yes, okay, I'm still on the right path. And, so I reaffirm that. But, if drag at some point wasn't serving what it needed to serve, pun intended, maybe I'd have to revisit that and lose that. But that would be a big grief. That would be a hard loss.
I don't see that happening.
No, I don't think so either. I've committed too hard.
Yeah.
I put too many eggs in this basket.
Yeah. To me, this feels good. I think you're on a good path.
Thank you, babes. I try. But I really I love comedy as well. That's something I really want to delve into. And do you find when you're doing your stand-up, where do you draw most of your stories?
The truth, always. Yeah. And I think drag and comedy intersect so well. So you're already on that stage. But yeah, for me, it's definitely the truth. I think my funniest content or jokes, they're coming from a place of honesty. So I'll write down something that's happened. So like my new show is about my abusive ex-boyfriend who was violent, and it's hard to make that funny. But when I think
it's hysterical.
I mean, it kind of is, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's funny now. I laugh about it a lot. And when I was first writing it, it was very raw and painful. But I would write a question to myself, and I wrote, why is this upsetting me so much? And then I would just continuously answer that question until I found a joke. So just keep writing, keep answering it until you find you're funny.
Yeah.
Because if you try and be funny,
it's never gonna
so often
work.
It doesn't work. But if you try and find out your truth, I'll find something funny in that.
Yeah.
That's why crowd work's so funny on Instagram. That's why it's so big, because comedians are just responding and being natural. And that's when I think the funniest stuff comes out.
That's what I get scared about. I'm not good with, I can do scripted stuff. I've done it, but I work best on the fly.
Yeah.
And I don't, I have a brief idea of where I'm going, but sometimes it just doesn't want to be that. And I like to look around a room and I interact with someone and then see where that goes. So I like hosting, for drag, introducing different acts, because I can do the funny bits and figure out what the space is. And
yes.
Yeah. Do you like hosting and stuff?
I find emceeing more difficult than I do, because I'm worried too much about the other acts. If I'm introducing other people performing comedy, I'm worried I'm going to take their joke, or I'm worried that I'll ruin their set, or that I won't be warming the crowd up enough, or that I'll be, this is a bit weird, but I'll think, I can't be too funny.
Because you don't want to.
Because I don't want to make it difficult for them to come on and kill. But that's not right.
That.
You have to be selfish on stage. You can't be worrying about other people.
No.
In that way. So I find it hard being an MC.
Because they've got to hold their own.
Yeah.
They've got to stand up and
I think I diminish who I am a bit. I try and soften myself.
Oh, let go of that. Let it out.
Oh my God, please take
it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it, bitch. You don't need that.
So emceeing is very difficult for me. I get too in my feelings.
I love it. That's where I thrive.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. I love chatting away just to a crowd of people that I have no idea about. And
what's your question? Do you go who are you? What do you do for a living? Is that your go-to, or do you go somewhere else?
I don't know. It just depends on the room. Like I've been doing a show in Sydney and it was like a Christmas cabaret, and I kind of just go in with like the questions about like, what's everyone doing for Christmas? What have you
Nice.
got? And just see where it sort of goes. And then if I need prop or something, I end up using someone as like a microphone holder, or
Oh, great.
find a really sexy man, get him to move chairs, and I'm
You're
paid
just
labor.
creating chaos.
Yeah, always. Like
I
that's
like
my
it.
life, just constant ball of chaos. But yeah, I feel like I come alive in that sort of space.
Yeah.
And I do get really nervous about writing comedy. I feel like what you said is like I don't know where the joke is because I just come sometimes when I'm out there that I don't know how to write it.
Interesting. Well, try that technique.
Yeah, I'm going to give it
Try
a whirl.
answering a question over and over again until you find something funny. I think it's not going to be funny now that I tell you it, but I think the first thing that made me laugh about my ex was I was trying to figure out why it was making me so upset, and I went through all the answers like, well, I deserve better. Like I'm great. Why would this happen to me? It's not fair. I'm a really good person. Like I defend queer people all the time. And then I got gay bashed in my own home. And that's the first thing that made me laugh. I was like, I'm constantly like,
Not in my own home.
I'm talking about like gay rights all the time. I'm like on Piers Morgan. I'm out here. People can beat me up all the time. And yet I get beat up at home.
It's not what you wanted.
But unfortunately, that didn't really make people laugh in a live comedy setting. But it made me laugh. And
Yeah.
it helped me heal.
Yeah, well, that's the
So-
thing. I think we're very similar. Is that we use that the morbidity of life.
Yeah.
To like,
I mean, it is ironic.
well, it is, but I think it's what some kids forget these days is the impact that being able to laugh and find the humor in the shitty parts of life. Because life is a dumpster fire sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's so many things going on in the world. You were an activist as well, but you have that reprieve where you can go out and you laugh and you enjoy life.
That's the power. I think that's what we are as gay people. That's what drag is.
Yeah.
That's what queer people are. We've had to fight so hard.
Yeah.
And we've diffused a lot of our pain with
Comedy
laughter
and laughing.
comedy.
That's why I get so nervous about the policing of each other in the queer community, because I'm like, no, we need to, when I started drag and in this underground space, it was our place that everything was on the table. We always laughed at everyone, including ourselves, because we were the joke. And that was our outlet. So we could go out and be stronger and know that we can take on the world every day without fear, because we know we can go in and have a giggle, have a laugh, and let it all out, let the steam out, and know that the absurdity of the world. And so I do get nervous sometimes that sometimes we are not allowing ourselves as a community to just, we don't have to be so serious all the time.
Yeah.
There's places for it, of course, and there's things that we got to do. But how can you do that? That's where you get burnt out,
I think that
broken.
I always think I don't worry too much about being cancelled in comedy or saying anything wrong because I'm perfect. But also,
Me too.
But mostly because I think it's about whether you can get away with it or not. And it's about what your soul is saying, I guess.
And I
It's
think-
such a deep, you think it's just someone on stage just saying any old shit and being funny, but it really isn't. You really think about it. It's quite a mathematical journey. And so I just feel like there are definitely ways to say whatever you want to say without punching down or attacking someone.
Oh,
or hurting
100%.
someone.
Yeah. And
There are so many ways of doing that.
I agree. I do. Yeah, that's like,
That's what annoys me about lazy comedians when they just come out and make a transphobic joke to be funny.
Yes,
Like
because there's no
that's
humor
so,
there.
like you haven't tried.
Yeah.
You're just trying to hit a shitty algorithm.
Yeah, to what end, But that's the
Yeah.
thing. When I say like the policing of things, I mean like some people that I have experienced, like they come at a drag queen who's hosting in a room for accidentally misgendering someone,
Right,
And then
okay.
they start attacking us, and like, okay, I'm just reading the space for what it is, and fundamentally, like we can't always get it right.
Yeah.
and I'm not here. The intention was not.
Absolutely.
hurt.
But that's when you just got to win the crowd back because someone's tried to pull you down.
Yeah.
It's happened
Yeah.
to me in shows before where someone's like
Yeah.
corrected me for calling them a lesbian. They're like, I'm bisexual. And I'm just like, oh, I thought you were invisible.
Yeah,
Clearly not,
I
babe.
thought they didn't exist.
I thought they didn't exist.
I would have gone up. Oh wow, you're real. Oh god.
And it's just about pulling everyone back in.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah, always.
Yeah, that is annoying. People,
Yeah.
because we're sensitive.
Yes.
Queer people, we
Yeah.
are sensitive. We've been hurt too much.
Yeah.
And we have to recognize that when we're with each other, we're not trying to hurt each other.
No, they're never coming from a place of malice. Unless I'm like, hitting you with my little handbag or something, then you got a problem. But
Absolutely.
when I'm on stage where I'm just wanting everyone to have a good time, have a giggle, have a laugh, the power of what we do is that we're allowing people to escape from the world for a little bit
Yeah,
because it's gross sometimes,
it is gross.
but it's fun with us.
Yeah, we're fun. We're fun and sexy.
We're fun, sexy
And
girls.
hot and really youthful.
We're like 10-year-old
Really
girls.
youthful looking. And perfect and great.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
But
gosh, that was a deep way to end.
it really was.
And I started questioning in my head then when you were chatting, like, are all queer people supporting each other? Because some queer people do feel like they are out to get others.
Oh no, there are
Like
ones
there
that
are
out
some
to get
that
us.
are full of malice.
Yeah.
Like, so what we said
Yeah.
is also untrue because there's definitely vile queer people.
Oh, for sure. There are horrible ones.
Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like they kind of generally thrive on the internet. And I've just realized in the last, maybe year or so, like that internet space, it's not real. That is not humanity. That is not human interaction. That is a place where people can do whatever they want. It's like a lawless land.
Yeah.
And what is real is when, like, DragCon this weekend, I got to be with those people and interact. That's what being a human is.
Yeah.
That is what I now classify as real. And some person sending me a death threat on the internet is not real.
Right.
Because I have never really, apart from maybe a few minuscule times, had people actually do something actively to me in person. They won't do it. They generally live on the internet and just bombard you with horrible things, hoping they get into that.
I hope that's true.
Well, I haven't had it yet. Well, for me personally, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is creeping out into the world a little bit more, for sure.
The majority of what's said on the internet
Yeah.
is not happening in the real
Yet. Well, and hopefully never does.
But
Yeah, it's scary. Look, there's a lot to unpack.
we
there.
had such a great end, and then I took
then
it
we-
to a really dark place.
Yeah.
Maybe just edit this bit out.
What's love
Got to do with it.
It's been such a joy to get to know you. I really want to come and see your show now.
I know. I really want you to be there.
Yeah, well, well, if I can get to Adelaide at some point, I'll go.
I
and
think
see your show.
when does Fringe finish?
I don't know.
Sorry, when does Mardi Gras finish?
Oh, I would just go there for the night for the big
Literally.
parade, and then I'll come wherever
Oh,
I need
right,
to be.
okay, all right.
Because I want to come and see your show because I feel like it's gonna, be exactly what this podcast is all about. That.
Yeah, I mean it's a story about loss, I guess.
Yeah, because you had to go through, I'm assuming, understanding what situation you were in and learning that that's not good for you anymore. And Mama, you need to get out of that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank
Tell
you
us,
so much. You were the light of the day.
you're the light of the day. You are the two twins.
the two twins.
You're the
I
two
forgot about
twins.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
I love it. I think it's great.
The two twins.
You are the two twins.
Two twins. Where can you find
Yeah,
me?
where?
Go to jamesbarcomedy.com. You can check out my podcast, A Gay and a Non-Gay.
Yeah.
And I'll be performing in the UK this spring and also in Australia.
For Fringe, Adelaide Fringe. So go check out James. Go give him a big squeeze for me. But thank you, James. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You're a dream.
Your
Love
podcast's
you.
amazing.
Oh, thank you, babes. All right, we'll be back after this. Well, that was the end of the episode, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another incredible episode of What's Lost Got to Do with It, if I do say so myself. Thank you, James, for coming in and being with me. You were an absolute legend. I'm glad we've now followed each other. It's all I wanted. But it was a joy to speak with you and share your story. Make sure you go check out James's shows when he's around. But for now, again, thank you for tuning in. And like I said at the start of the episode, this episode was for our Viv. So I hope you enjoyed it, Viv, wherever you are. It's what she would have wanted. But I love you all. Stay fabulous. And we'll be back soon with another episode. So make sure you're following and subscribed. Woo! Love you. Bye.